Good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World tonight. Today, U.S. Army Chief James McConville arrived Bangkok, and his visit and his delegation is being watched quite closely because they have special arrangement and they don't have to go through state quarantine in Thailand. Kun Thep Chayong and Kun Nat Bunak have this story.
After much publicity, U.S. Army Chief of Staff General James McConville and his delegation arrived in Bangkok today for a two-day visit. And if anyone has doubts whether they will be a potential source for the spreading of the much dreaded coronavirus, these pictures probably is the answer. So these pictures were promptly made available to the media by the Royal Thai Army, which apparently wants to assure the Thai public that the American visitors will not pose a health hazard. As you can see, each of them is being given at a COVID-19 test. According to the report, all members of the delegation were given a COVID-19 test upon their arrival at the military air base in Don Mueang, where they were welcomed by Army Commander-in-Chief General Apirat Kongsompong. The report quoted the American general as praising Thailand's success in containing the pandemic and agreeing to have these pictures of them being tested for COVID-19 publicized. The visit here by General McConville has triggered widespread criticisms on social media after it was learned that he and his delegates would not be subject to the 14-day quarantine, which is compulsory for all foreign arrivals. Self-styled political activist Sisuwan Janya has even gone to the point of asking the National Counter-Corruption Commission to investigate the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration for alleged negligence for exempting the American delegation from the required quarantine.
General Apirat yesterday said the Americans are visiting the country as special guests of the government. They are visitors under one of the categories adopted by the CCSA that subject them to health surveillance short of the 14-day quarantine. General Apirat insisted that the American delegation never asked for preferential treatment and they are being treated according to existing rules and regulations. During their stay, the delegates will be closely monitored by the Thai health officials. They will not be allowed to visit public places or to take public transportation. General McConville will call on Prime Minister Prayut at the government house tomorrow before leaving the country. General Apirat said the main objective of the visit by General McConville is to sign the so-called strategic vision statement between the two countries.
All right, and today the Prime Minister Kun Prayut Chan-o-cha continue with his visits to major publishing houses to listen to their views on how his government should manage challenges facing the country amid the coronavirus pandemic. The Bangkok Post this morning quoted the Prime Minister as saying when he was visiting his office yesterday that he is intent on carrying out his so-called new normal agenda, which prioritizes public health, safety, and tackling economic problems. The Bangkok Post was the first newspaper the Prime Minister visited yesterday. According to the paper, General Prayut said his government is going ahead with projects that would provide employment to as many as 400,000 people. The paper said the Prime Minister also vowed to expedite efforts to address economic woes caused by the pandemic.
The Prime Minister reportedly plans to visit as many as 10 major newspaper offices to solicit their views on what is described as his new normal approach in tackling the country's challenges. The Prime Minister reportedly wants to find out what major issues that the people and the country should pay attention to under the current situation and what are the factors that are crucial to pushing the country ahead. In an address to the country last month, the Prime Minister said he wanted to solicit ideas and suggestions from various sectors of the society as input in formulating his government's policies.
And this picture was taken from his address last month, and which was seen as a turning point in how he wants to be seen by the public. I mean, as the widely reported, he came up with a new look, the way he dressed, and
he's
way
more
he,
relaxed.
and the way he addressed the people. I mean, more relaxed, and then, but up to now, there has been no sort of official explanation of a sudden urge on his part to visit media offices. And so far as we know, I mean, he has listed 10 newspapers that he would want to visit.